Hi, I'm André, this is Cem, and we want to talk with you about hackathons. So first of all, who am I? So I'm a freelance software engineer and data scientist, and one of my clients is here in Copenhagen, that's Driver's Note. Who of you knows Driver's Note? Oh, some do. They actually generate automated logs of your business rides using Bluetooth technology, and I'm working there usually on the React Native app. And I also travel the world to do science communication, to teach kids some IT security. As you see, they've got like real locks down there, but also hacking some stuff. And sometimes speak at science slams where I try to tell people about AI or about some other things, trying to be funny while doing it. And I go to hackathons a lot. Actually, I've been to 19 in total.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Jem, and I'm a React Native engineer at Linus eHealth. And besides work, I do meetups. So I organize the React Copenhagen meetup, Reason ML meetup, and the Google Developers Group. And I've also very recently caught the bug that is called hackathons. It's pretty fun. You'll hear more.
Yeah, so we both have been in San Jose at a hackathon organized by Facebook. And so we want to today tell you about hackathons in general and also about our experience we had over there, and hopefully motivate every one of you to also apply next year or to go to a hackathon the next time. So maybe first of all, who of you has been to a hackathon already? Okay, maybe 40%? Okay, good. So let's see, maybe afterwards we make a vote who wants to go to a hackathon, and maybe this is more than 40%. So
maybe who wants to go to a hackathon?
Yeah, who wants to go to a hackathon? Okay, just a few. Maybe we can change that. Yeah. So the F8 hackathon, what was it basically about?
So it was a bunch of passionate people meeting up in San Jose and basically trying to solve some important issues. So the theme of the whole hackathon was to basically try to solve or pick one of the sustainability goals, the UN's sustainability goals, and Facebook had decided that especially 4 of them was very interesting or something that they could also contribute to with their mentors. And we decided to pick one that was about providing high quality education and doing this in what do you call, like a I don't know what they called it. So provide like the same quality of education to everyone, no matter where you are, basically.
So basically a very general task where we could try to come up with anything. And just for like the stats are like of this hackathon. So Facebook flew us to San Jose and also covered hotel and everything, and gave everyone an Oculus Quest as a gift. So even just like going there and just typing on the keyboard, doing anything would have been worthwhile, but it was much better. So what did it actually happen for people who have never been to a hackathon? So first we somehow had to form a team, and we met in the hotel lobby, and then people from all over the world, and somehow discussing what we are passionate about, trying to find some topic, generating ideas, brainstorming, then trying to implement that somehow in short time. This hackathon was actually 2 days. Many are just 1 day. And then having to present our results to a jury. And you see on the upper picture here, like that's sometimes a small pitch just to people coming to your table. And then also, if you are chosen to be in the final, then pitching in front of an audience. But how does it really look? It's a bit like, sitting around trying to do stuff, people in the meantime falling asleep or disappearing, others still working. So this is like I think a few hours in the middle of the night. And then, yeah, just two people remaining. I don't know where we've been at this point. Okay, so just to give you an idea how this pitch looks like, we want to show you the one of us. All right, I got to just show you like how we summarized what we did in 3 minutes. And now I hope this will be loud enough.
We are Code Canary, and we want to provide access to the youth to learn programming, and we want to do this through our mobile chatbot.
So 5 years ago, I was a kid in Nigeria who couldn't afford to get a computer, but although difficult, I learned how to program. And fast forward to today, I've been opportune to work with some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Imagine if you could unlock this potential for like millions of students in developing regions and provide them high access to in-demand tech skills and connect them with like high-paying jobs or internship. And we decided to like build this on Messenger so they could learn from anywhere they are using any device they have.
This was after
so the reason why we chose Messenger is because Facebook is currently experimenting with free basics, which kind of gives you free access to Facebook products without the need for having to buy expensive data. And our target market is unemployed youth, which don't really have the means to buy expensive data.
All right. Do you want to see a live demo? Okay. So, do you also want to build a homepage, learn how to program? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. So now, let's hope the internet here is helping us. The server is right there on my computer. Oh yeah. Okay, let's start. So we want to know what you're really passionate about to make it a personalized experience. And your education, I hear. And I actually love dogs. So that's a good.
We had hard-coded the whole thing. I had to pick.
Education is also good, yeah. You can learn a lot from dogs. Oh, great, she loves dogs as well. Oh, and she made a homepage for us. Let's take a look. And that is actually really now rendered. Like the code was rendered in here with a Puppeteer headless server and taking a screenshot of. Do you think this looks good? Yes, okay, I hope so. Okay, our bot would be pretty disappointed. Okay, right. Want to tell me about the inner workings of it? Ooh, there she comes. Wow, a homepage is made out of programming code, blah, blah, blah. You will also be a programmer soon. That's great. And we have the code for you here. Wow, that really is maybe a bit intimidating at first, a bit scary, but is everything all right? Okay, so we will go into that now and change something. So I have to hurry because we don't have time anymore. So I take my favorite color, green.
Also hard-coded.
And so let's see what happens here. Yes, we want it in green. Yeah, it's a bit easy. So in the beginning, we help the student to get along, helping them in this experience. And now they get to learn the code and see where the difference is. And again, rendered here for us. The code, and there she rendered the page even. It's green. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Code Canary.
Well, yeah, this was like after just, I think I slept half an hour the night before. I just wanna, so as an idea of, what we kind of came up with, and we even created a small homepage, which we just did with Bootstrap, and put together, I don't know, in 20 minutes.
and you know, like all the like buzzwords, right? So AI powered education and modern interactive education, breaking down barriers.
Yeah,
that's great.
And actually, Mark Zuckerberg, he also came to look at like some of the pitches, but not to our table. It was like similar like here. We were working on these different tables, and somehow he wasn't interested in our solution. I don't know why. Just to give you a behind the scenes a little bit. So first we were really ambitious, and we thought, we write our own interpreter for our chatbot, and we then run through all the different cases we can handle. And then we did some more action.
Yes. So this is like at 3 a.m. like trying to do some like reinventing templating, basically. So yeah. Here we like fill out the template. And yeah, there's just a lot of reinventing that you probably shouldn't do during a hackathon.
Yes, because in the end it all didn't work. And then like 1 hour before we had to pitch, like Mark Zuckerberg went on stage and we had to actually watch that. In the meantime, I was just using some package and writing the whole thing and hard coding everything so we have it for the demo. So, and if you want to find out more about these projects, here are the URLs for that. Yes, I skipped, I think, that. And just to show you another example, what you can come up with at a hackathon. So once here at the hackathon, we were inventing something. It was actually sponsored by the publisher of Playboy. So then we had to look for a logo, and then we just made a photo of the Playboy cover, made a C around it, and we had our logo. So it kind of, like hackathon's a cool thing because it forces you to get creative and to come up with something in a just really limited amount of time. And we want to now talk with you a bit more about some of the questions you have, and maybe also why you would actually want to do this and what you can get out of this. So a first question you could have is why would you really want to do all that? And have a nice weekend. You could really have a good time at. You miss work, or no, you could do that, and then you have to maybe sometimes pay for a bus ticket to get there.
Yes. So I think in our case we were very lucky. I think the Facebook hackathon is kind of rare in the way that they actually almost pay for all of your expenses. So really, the only thing you're giving up is your time and maybe missed work. I mean, yes, technically you could be working that time, making up maybe the same amount of money, but still, this gives you a break from all that. And you also get jet lag for free, which is nice.
For me, actually, the biggest thing is the last point there on the right-hand side, which is to experience an entrepreneurial ride from start to finish. You got to brainstorm, you got to build something and pitch it. And you can exercise yourself in doing that. And why can you do it there and not perhaps sometimes at work or in some other settings? Because there it doesn't matter. There's no one really. You can do whatever you want. You can break it, build it again. You're doing it in your free time, and you're meeting interesting people direct also as crazy as you are to spend the weekend sitting in a chamber and coding all night. Okay. So another question which might come up, do they need special skills? Do you have to be a hardcore developer to go there? And maybe I think you saw the example of us, they're hacking together this thing. No, you don't. And just here, how I began. Oh, I didn't put the full screen. Sorry. That's when I began doing web development. This was my first task a company gave me when I just started out with learning self-taught with an online course. And I came up and built this with jQuery. And I couldn't do anything pretty much. And I came to a hackathon, and then my teammate wanted to build an Android app. And I said, I never did that, and I show you. And so it's really when you want to learn stuff, or even if you don't, there you will. And which is a very nice experience. So we wanted to also open it up to other questions which you might have about hackathons. And yes.
How did you split up the tasks internally? I assume you were 6-7 people, and it was probably challenging to figure out where skills
Yes. So how do we split up the different tasks among the team members, right?
Yeah. So actually, it's funny. That's exactly the same question a jury member asked us. And right after the pitch, there was a 2-minute question about this. And so basically, like I found this one guy who pitched in the beginning, who taught himself programming using his phone, so a Nokia feature phone. So not even a smartphone. He actually found an app which he could use to build Java on his phone, and then he even had a remote development gig on it, coding a homepage without even owning a computer. How did he do that? He coded something, uploaded it, called a friend who had a computer, asked him how it looked, and changed it again. So I found his story fascinating. It's a CNN article about him, and he was also at the hackathon. So I approached him, said, "Oh, really cool stuff," and we began talking. And he wrote in the Facebook group some other people, and they all say, "Yeah, like I'm doing backend, I can do a bit of app development," and kind of came together, and then thought, "What do we have to do? Okay, what can you do?" And just somehow, like really not very systematically, which was maybe also a problem, right? So we wanted to build a chatbot, but didn't have anyone in the team who ever has coded a chatbot. So that could have been improved. But I think hackathons is also much about the whole ride and experience and just following your passion. Yeah.
Honestly, at least for the Facebook one, I do not know. I thought I had checked off all the wrong things, like no experience, like, probably like all the things I would assume are not like the criteria for getting in, but apparently it is. So I think they look at many other things than a questionnaire and like have you attended a hackathon before? They also asked about like linking to your like GitHub and like LinkedIn and stuff like that. I don't remember the other questions actually.
There was a question of whether you use Facebook APIs so far and which ones.
Yes.
And like I said, nope, I never used one before, and they still picked me. So and there are other hackathons where you also have to apply. They just ask a bit about your motivation. I think there it was also like 1 or 2 sentences. But I also feel it's sometimes really random. So every year I go to Hack Zurich in Switzerland. They also reimburse travel. And there you also just put in some basic details about yourself, which technologies you know, and a few sentences about why you want to go there. Yeah. But most hackathons I went to you don't even have to apply. You just have to be fast to get an Eventbrite ticket. Yeah. I don't know who was first. Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like, before attending the hackathon, we actually had talked with each other just to like get the ball rolling, like brainstorm on some ideas. But that's not required at all. Like, they also have this initial pitch phase where you hear from people who have thought about some ideas, and then you can like either decide to join them or like meet up with some people and brainstorm ideas. So it's not structured at all in that sense.
I've been going to hackathons where I didn't know anyone in a city I've never been to in my life, and then also just sitting around there, and somehow you speak like some person chats you up, or you just look at the computer and some already somehow begin hacking, I don't know what, and then you ask what are you doing, and then you somehow form a team And I also won hackathons where I didn't know the people at all. And I won hackathons also with people who were 3 people, and one of us was not a coder at all. But he was a super cool communicator. And so he wrote all this, he did all the slides and thought of a business model and such. It's random also pretty much. But I was pretty scared the first time I went. So like here we both went and we already knew each other, and then from the team with others. But it's super easy there. Most people come alone, so from my experience. So most hackathons actually have a lot of different other sponsors. There it was just Facebook. And so the sponsors usually give out challenges. And so you can then decide usually whether you want to address one of the challenges or whether you want to just build something for a main prize. And the challenges are, for example, Google has usually a general challenge of do something cool using a Google API. Then there was one company, I don't know the name anymore, which are in doing like farm and like working with crop. And there you had the task was to generate a computer vision algorithm to find pesticides inside crop. Or once there was a company, I don't know how's the one called, who do all these billboard things. There's one famous one, I don't know. And so they bought a big billboard which you put at a bus station there, and you could and this was a full screen, and you could code a cool app on that screen. Or I did once a hackathon where Audi sponsored it as well, and then we could make something by hooking into the car API, like using steering wheel and the brakes and so on. So some people made a Super Mario Kart game with it, or so very different. And that's cool thing is if they bring nice hardware. I also did once with some IoT devices, like this one ring. There's some weird ring which could measure stuff, and then you could think of combining that with something else. Yeah, very broad. But the cool thing, which I love, is I get to know a lot of technology with all the hackathons. I once did a project with a Microsoft HoloLens. These things cost, I don't know, $3,000 or more. And there they have a bunch of them, and you can do cool stuff with it. Yes. Every time I try to get a first MVP done in just a few hours and then extend on it, and it never really happens. And so, it's really, you try as much as you can, like having a server, your front end, and then, and in the end, we will connect it. But let's split it up first. And then if it doesn't work, we have to fake APIs, but because we mostly really did it just somehow something doesn't work. We can still explain it, and it's kind of, we then have like created some basic thing, and somehow in the end we somehow always got something to deliver.
I think the most important thing is like you have something to show, because when they come around and look at what you've done, they need to see something. You can't just like tell them, oh, we were going to do this. So it is very much like, in some case, it's like a fake till you make it. Like if you, like, let's say you get into, you're a finalist, like you've gone through the first round. Now you actually have to show it to like a lot of people now, right? And it kind of has to work a bit better, or you have to be able to demonstrate it. So in our case, we did not have something that was really working. It was like very hard coded in the beginning, and then like later on we like, as André mentioned, like rewrote most of it. So I think in some sense it's important, like if you have something that's working, like make sure like you at least have that, so you have something to show, and then just add on that, and while you're still being able to go back to something that's working. Don't like but use version control is also an important thing.
But even if you mess it up completely, it doesn't, like, it's, you do it for fun, and it's the experience which counts, and you've learned a lot anyway. So sometimes I once did a hackathon I wanted to learn about blockchain, and then I wrote my first dApp. And so I just wanted to learn about Ethereum and stuff, and then I learned a lot, and we did a small app which wasn't really special, but yeah, my aim wasn't to win at that hackathon. It would have been nice, but so yeah, you don't have to sweat getting in something really high class, because I felt that in the beginning. Before I did my very first one, I thought, oh my God, yeah, am I good enough to get something done? And no, like anyone can go. Any more questions? Yeah, so of course location is one factor. Yeah, is it close to me? And then do they offer reimbursement for getting there, and the prestige, like how big it is. But maybe I can show you. Whoops. So here are two homepage, hackevents.co or just hackathons.com, and there you can search for hackathons, and you can put in cities, look where they are. And yes, I like to go to the big ones as well, but also sometimes small ones which are local are really nice, and the chances for good prices are higher because there are less people participating, and you get to know people within your community or in your city, which is also nice. But I've been taking part in hackathons many different countries, so in Finland, Switzerland, Italy, in Israel, in the US, in Germany. So sometimes I also choose by city which I want to visit, and that's a good reason to go. And I think with the Facebook hackathon was an easy decision, like just to go there. Yes. So the question was whether there are hackathons which are especially around one technology, perhaps about web development or so. Not that I know of. But there are different things like game jams, where it's about creating a game. And there are, I think, sometimes when you find a particular company, so when you find a particular company offering a hackathon, they usually sometimes have one technology. Like Facebook wanted us to use some of Facebook tools or APIs. Yeah, and so when you are at a hackathon, and one of the sponsors, they have then certain technology. So then you can see who the sponsors are before you go. So that might be a way to choose.
Can you become a full-time hackathon?
Questions: can you become a full-time hackathonier or what? I think the prize money is not high enough yet to to do that, but it's really fun thing, and would recommend it to everyone. So first of all, whatever you produce is your own. Like your code belongs to you. But I didn't hear of many teams pursuing it further. So I also tried it sometimes. Sometimes we were really motivated to do it, and it still didn't really happen. But sometimes also I heard of some teams, like the winner teams, then being actually approached by a company or one of the sponsors. And sometimes it is when you win the sponsor prize, sometimes it's included that they invite you to their office. So that can also happen. Like once I won the IBM sponsor prize, and they should have invited us, but then somehow they didn't. I don't know. But yes, so that's...
So I can also add to that I'm not sure if it was the winners from last year, but one of the attendees at least, the project they were working on, also a very similar thing appeared in Facebook like a year later. So if it's valuable and like provides like good value for like not only Facebook but also the community and world at large, I think there's like a big chance that you'll be approached at least. And the people and organizers of this hackathon, they also send out surveys to hear out if people were interested in like pursuing this project they were working on any further. So I think definitely they think about it.
Yeah. And I just remembered one story of a clever girl who went to Hackathon. She's not a developer herself, but she just founded a startup and got a little bit of funding, but didn't have a prototype yet. So she went to this hackathon and then pitched her idea in the beginning. She found 5 developers who built her a prototype at the hackathon. And she also, like, 1 or 2 then joined her in that endeavor. So, so when you maybe have a particular idea, an interest for some area, then you can search for hackathons also with that particular theme. And then maybe find other people who are also passionate about what you are. And so I also made a lot of good friends at hackathons, and sometimes I just go to hackathons to meet them and to hang out. So, like, you see, like, hackathons can be also, you said, used for different purposes if you want to.
Yes. I'll just mention one more thing. And that's, I was not expecting this, but it's also a very good place to recruit people. So coincidentally, like, we have been recruiting like everyone else, but I met a lot of people there. They were very much open to like relocating, or they're like looking for new challenges. And like when you really get to know these people, they also open up far more, and like will tell you like about their issues at work, and then you can like approach them and say, hey, you know, we're having fun here in Denmark. Like, well, why don't you come here? And yeah, that's also one advantage. Or yeah.
Any more questions? Yeah. Cool. So yeah, thank you. Just want to ask, who of you now wants to go to a hackathon? Hey, okay. I think we doubled the number.